So I want to go through. I'm getting conflicting signals here, but listen, we have a segment here. So there's this wild theory, Blake, and even you said, I wonder if there's anything to it. All right, so the wild theory, it was put on X Twitter first by a gentleman named Finance a Lot. Okay, so his take is that this thing's gotten, what is this at? It's at 7.5 million engagements now. He says the downed pilot was a fake cover story for a failed U.S. mission, U.S. military operation to capture Iran's primary stockpile of highly enriched 60% uranium. So the primary stockpile is located at Isfahan, exactly where the pilot was lost. This explains why the U.S. heavily bombed the area while searching, and why the C-130s were destroyed without loss of life. The C-130s were hit on the ground while the special forces attempted to secure the material. The entire operation became a massive rescue operation to extract the soldiers. Listen, I buy parts of this as at least credible logically, okay? I don't think this is what happened. What we're told is that they were actually bombing. What they were doing is the CIA was putting out disinformation intentionally to misdirect the Iranians on the ground. So they said that the pilot and the weapon systems operator, because remember there was two in the F-15, there was two crew member. So they put out misdirections, then they would bomb or strike anybody that was getting within about 2 miles of this gentleman this colonel who was up about 7,000 feet. He'd hiked 7,000 feet up there. But it could, and Blake, I'd love your take on this, it could have been a massive misdirection to go get the uranium. It's, in theory, could be something that
Or another possibility is that's how the pilot went down, is they might have been in danger because that plane might have been supporting the mission in some capacity. I think there's some reason to think it could be true, which is just, as they say, the location. And we know the president was talking about this. We know it has been in consideration to launch a mission to get the uranium. And we have to think, what would that look like? Well, it probably would involve a pretty significant outlay of equipment, special forces. You'd need big planes to get all of that thousands of pounds of material out. It's plausible. Now, is that the case here? I feel like if it was, we wouldn't be first hearing about it from a random guy on X and then having everyone run with it. But it's an intriguing possibility. I want to say that much. But I imagine if that is what really happened, we'll eventually find out. And until now, I think the official story is more likely to be true overall.
Yeah. On TikTok, teens get over 50 built-in protections from the start. But for parents, further visibility and control of content can help create the right environment. That's where family pairing comes in. Teens under 18 have a 60-minute screen time reminder in place. And with family pairing, parents can set their own screen time limits or even set restricted times based on what works best for their family. Family pairing lets parents link accounts to see their teens' followers and who they follow and help restrict content that's not right for them. Because peace of mind shouldn't take guesswork. With easy-to-use tools like family pairing, parents can help shape the environment that makes the most sense for their teen first. That way, discovering creativity can follow. Learn more at tiktok.com/Guardians Guide. I would say, listen, you had Iranian regime media basically saying that we were bombing the area to kill the weapons systems operator before Iranian forces could get him. So there was actually misinformation from the Iranians saying we were trying to kill our own guy. That's not what was happening. I actually think one of the plausible scenarios here, again, not likely, but feasible, right, could have been that this was a whole plot and misdirection ploy to actually, and maybe we actually got some of the uranium. Maybe we got all of it. Like, I don't necessarily see any indication that it would have been a massive failure. What was interesting is that the C-130s were destroyed on the ground. They got stuck, which nobody has explained what stuck means. Why would they get stuck? How do multiple planes get stuck? Did they get attacked? Did they get bombed? Did a drone kind of blow up the engine part? I have no idea what it was, but they got stuck, so they had to fly in additional So they destroyed them on the ground. They had to fly in additional C-130s to come get them and pull them out. Some Blackhawks also got pretty badly shot up, it sounds like. Again, no loss of life. And we're told at least 100, but probably more, special forces personnel were on the ground for this. We have been talking about what it would take to get the uranium out of Iran, and it would look something like this. It would look like this many military assets, this many personnel, special forces, Blackhawks, C-130s, transportation planes. So again, listen, here's what I would say. To your point, I think the official narrative is the more feasible narrative, but this is also feasible, and I don't necessarily conclude as, Finance a lot concludes that it was some massive failure of a mission. It could have very well been successful. So if you're going to plausibly put out into the world that this could have been this massive failure when they were trying to extract the uranium, could have also been highly successful. We're not sure. But listen, I will say this. If the official narrative is true, it's completely incredible and heroic and amazing. If it's untrue and this alternate theory is true, I also think that that's pretty amazing, right? That we would be that creative, that clever, that cunning. So I don't really see a bad way here, unless it was all just really like a massive failure, as Finance a lot says. Wanted to share that with you folks, not because I necessarily think it's true, but because a lot of people are discussing what are the plausible realities here. And in the fog of war, we don't know what's true all the time. We don't know what the truth is. But nevertheless, there's a lot to discuss, and I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to get Dakota Meyer back on maybe right before President Trump's 1 o'clock Eastern planned press conference discussing this rescue mission. Next up is going to be Nate Morris. He's running for Senate in the great state of Kentucky. We're going to get his take and more. We'll be right back.